never meant to keep the cassette, but it stayed. Even after I moved. Even after I burned the drawer it came from. I don't know who recorded it, only that it said my name. I never meant to keep the cassette. Before we begin, where are you listening from tonight? And what time is it where you are? I always find it haunting how these old stories travel through headphones and wires, into dark rooms, silent buses, rain-lit kitchens, like whispers, passed from one night to the next. Let me tell you what happened about the cassette, about tape number 3. It had no label, no case, just a black sticker on one side, and a rule written in pencil: don't play it after midnight. The building was colder than it should have been. Not the kind of cold that seeped in from outside, but the kind that lingered in the walls, like something breathing behind the drywall. It used to be a radio station. Local, low budget, buried behind a now boarded-up record store. Most people forgot it ever existed. The city had cleared out the front offices, but the back room still had its tape drawers, its rusted switchboard, its little red on-air light that glowed faintly, even though there was no power. They called it Station 13. It played ambient vinyl and late-night safety messages. But some people say, every now and then, you'd hear something else. A voice that didn't match any staff member. A recording that wasn't logged. And once, just once, a looped broadcast that ran until sunrise, with no one in the booth. They shut it down in 1998, locked the drawers, unplugged everything, or so they thought. Julian wasn't even a DJ. He was a part-time tech assistant, hired to digitize forgotten audio for the city's history preservation project. 3 days in, and most of what he found was junk. Static, room tone, snippets of classical music mislabeled as safety drills. But then he found the envelope, tucked behind the bottom drawer. Not filed, not catalogued. Just wedged between 2 old reels and an unplugged mic. No name, no stamp. Just one thing written in shaky pencil. Tape number 3. He didn't listen right away. He scanned it first. Analog cassette. 90 minutes, ferric oxide coating. Nothing unusual. But when he held it under the desk lamp, the tape inside looked dark. Not black, but burnt somehow. And on the back side, pressed faintly into the plastic, was the outline of a fingerprint. Not his. He waited until the building emptied. It was just after 11 p.m. Rain tapping the window, the fluorescent lights humming low. He set up the old deck, hit record on his laptop, and pressed play. The sound was faint at first, just static. Then a voice, soft and female. If you're hearing this, you already broke the rule. Julian froze. The voice wasn't local. The accent was strange, clipped, almost musical, like someone trying to sound calm but shaking anyway. Then came the scratching. Not from the tape, from the hallway. He stopped the playback. Waited. Nothing. He hit rewind, but it didn't rewind. Instead, the tape clicked dash and started playing again, from a different point. Now the voice was whispering a name. His. Julian, don't. then silence. Then the hum of a broadcast signal, then a piano note, held too long, followed by something that sounded like a woman crying. Through a detuned speaker, he tried stopping it again. This time, it ejected itself. He hadn't touched it. He left it there overnight, locked the tape in his drawer, went home. But when he got back the next morning, it wasn't in the drawer. It was already in the deck. The next night, Julian played it again. But this time, it didn't start at the beginning. The voice whispered directly. "You brought me with you." He unplugged everything, left the tape in a tin box under his bed. But it never cooled. It stayed warm. The next week, he tried burning it. It didn't burn. He buried it in the park. It came back in his jacket pocket. He gave it to a friend. The friend disappeared. Eventually, gave up. He kept it in a locked drawer. Until the day I moved in. The drawer wasn't marked, but the cassette was still there. Tape number 3. Still warm. So if you ever come across an unmarked cassette, one that hums faintly when you hold it, check the time. If it's past midnight, put it down and walk away. Some stories don't want to be heard. Let me know where you're listening from tonight. You're safe now. Sleep well.